This conference will now be
All right, good day,
recorded.
everyone. I am Steve Szymanski, on behalf of Wealth Foundations Northwest. I'd like to welcome you all to the Trading Labs. Happy to be here with all of you. Feel free to reach out to us here if you are interested in anything we do here. And just a quick reminder that your trades are yours, not ours. We don't act as advisors in any way, shape, or form. Trading does, in fact, involve risk. So, doing the Trading Lab only this week because I didn't do one last week. Otherwise, I'm just putting out trade alerts this week. Next week, we're going to be back to a normal schedule. And so we have gotten a breakout. This is the RSP. This is the equal weighted S&P 500, and boom, just exploded to the upside here. Here is the weighted S&P 500 SPY, just as explosive. The Qs have not broken out to an all-time high yet, uh, but they have had a couple explosive days in a row. Notice the change of tone with the start of August, and so we'll see if that continues. I don't expect September to be a good month, but August should hold its own, is based on the seasonality. So we're kind of in a squishy area here. Have not broken above the 20-day high yet on the Qs. So Qs don't look quite as strong as the SPY right now. Here's the Russell. Russell didn't quite get to an all-time high just yet, but it's knocking on the door, and so very, very close. Here's gold. Gold still struggling in a low base, kind of a descending triangle pattern. That's more bearish than bullish. Silver, same thing, pretty much low basing, but not doing much. And here is Bitcoin. IBIT is really got a little bit more of an uptrend, managing to break up a little bit here, but still below its 50 SMA just barely. And in fact, that 50, the 20, though, see, there's a little bit more better momentum here because the 20, this blue line, it looks like it's about ready to cross above the 50. So that's an indication of a little bit of short term momentum starting to get a little bit more bullish. So Bitcoin, again, just grinding slow, glacially slow grind to the upside, but doing just fine. Major indexes, here's the XLK, major sectors, similar to the Qs. Here's financials, looking very strong, breaking out to new highs. That looks great. Here's energy. Energy is just kind of like you're wondering if it's going to roll over or not, but still hanging around a little bit down today, so underperforming most stocks today. And then here's healthcare, not as bullish as the rest of the market, underperforming a little bit down on the day. And it makes sense that these more defensive sectors would be underperforming, whereas the more shall we say offensive sectors, for lack of a better term, like the industrials, are stronger today. So tech, industrials, consumer, consumer not staples, but consumer discretionary. I mean, these are kinds of things that are going to be pretty strong at the moment. All right. So looking at our portfolio is doing very well lately. And so let's go ahead and just look at the actual trades we have on. I just sent out a trade alert. So we did some different things. So here are two new trades I just added just now. So this is a covered call on DocuServe, a covered call on DocuServe. So we actually bought some shares, 100 shares of Docu, and we sold right at this high point right here. Why? Because it paid us so well. And so it's still, a couple dollars out of the money. We sold the 59 short call for over $1. And so we get paid that by a week from Friday. And that still leaves us a couple dollars of upside. So on a return basis, return on capital basis, that's going to score really, really well. And it's just a simple trade, and it's just got bullish momentum. Had its bullish momentum for weeks here, and so I'm happy to just go ahead and get on board. Get on board with this uptrending stock. Sell a short against it out of the money. If it gets assigned, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. I'll just keep selling shorts until the cows come home. I added a bull put spread on Service Now. So this is a bullish trade, a non-directional kind of a credit spread here on Service Now. And when did I put that on? Just now, pun intended. And so I found this little pivot point here near the 50 SMA around 105. And so 105 is just below that pivot point. So I sold a short put there and then bought a long put lower for protection. And that brought us in a nice credit of 300 some odd dollars. And so as long as it stays above this pivot point, we win. And that's out to September monthly. So it's a simple trade, but it's a high designed to be high probability cash flow where the theta decay works in our favor. So sold the 105 September put, bought the 85 put. And so that gave us a nice net credit of $354 goes right into our pocket. But just one contract. I keep it small here in the model portfolio. RSP. Now, our RSP trade, what was designed, this is called a double horizontal spread. So we bought a put, we bought a call. And when it was mushing around in here, we said, well, this is going to break one way or the other, isn't it? It's either going to pop to the upside or it's going to drop. And while we're waiting, we're going to cash flow, cash flow, cash flow, and try to bring in as much money on shorts as we can. So we sold short calls against the long calls, sold short puts against the short, sold short puts against the long put. And then over the weekend, the shorts expired worthless. So over the weekend, we're just holding a long put and a long call, which worked out beautifully because boom, boom. So the call just appreciated a ton. And yes, we lost a little value on the short, but the call exploded. Now it's deeper in the money with a higher delta. I thought about rolling it for credit, which I still might do. But so I said, okay, well, here's an opportunity to sell the put, sell the next put out of the money, okay, comfortably out of the money, and then sell a short put now around 215 or so, something like that. So the I almost went for a full bull put spread, but I wasn't sure yet. So I decided to take an intermediate approach. And so what does that look like? So I sold I went out to August 21 because, I didn't like the spreads that much for the weekly. So I went out to the monthly and I sold the 225 call, $5 out of the money for the call side, brought in a nice credit of 85 cents. Sold the 215 put, same expiry, brought in another 83 cents. So to collectively brought in another $168 of pure credit right there. And we continue. So now if you were to look at if we were to look at the chart, then so we're short up here and we're short up here. So we're kind of straddling current price with some shorts. Now, if we wanted to take additional money off the table and make ourselves a little less bullish, we could roll that short, we could roll that long call higher. Okay, so here's our current positions down here. Okay, we take this long. Let's see. Oh, I got two contracts, don't I? So I should do that again. I should probably sell another one. Let's wait till tomorrow. Probably sell another short so we can bring in another 100 some odd dollars tomorrow. But it's okay to leave it uncovered for now, also in case we get more explosion to the upside. But you can see this long put is now out to September is now out of the money. Okay, it doesn't have a lot of value left, so there's not much more to be lost there. There is money to be gained by selling short puts. On the call side, that has that mark price. So the put is mark price only $1.20, but the long mark price is $7.50. So there's a lot of value in that long call. And if you wanted to throttle back on that, you could roll that call strike higher, maybe roll it up to 220 and make that a calendar spread and take some more cash off the table. Let me look at that tomorrow. I'm thinking about doing that. Okay, then the other thing I did was Bank of America. The short was drifting into the money again, so I rolled it up and out for a tiny credit. So I bought to close the 63 call expiring in 10 days and then rolled it up to the 28th, 64, just to get it out of the money and so we don't get behind schedule on that one. So just wanted to keep up with the price action on that. Of course, all of these trades are, Bank of America, RSP, and winning trades. And so the higher Bank of America goes, the better. It's just a good problem to have that we had to roll that call to keep it out of the money. But Bank of America is performing beautifully for us as we thought it would. And it's just nice and bullish. Brill breakout, but that breakout was a fake out. That's fine. Look, we got a short above that. And so we'll continue to cash flow that guy. And things are looking beautiful. Things are looking beautiful in our model portfolio. Okay. So that's all I got for today on behalf of Wealth Foundations Northwest. Been my pleasure to have been your coach today. Good luck. Good trading, everybody. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.